Welcome to the Live in One podcast, miniature wargaming and mainly Marvel Crisis Protocol focused podcast, but sometimes we talk about other things like trench people and devils and stuff like that. My name is Steven, and today I'm here with
Yeah, you gave
Stephen
me
Bork.
shit last week about fucking it up. I just want to note.
We got to keep it organic. Yeah, I'm Stephen Maddox. I'm here with Stephen Bork.
How's it going?
And then special guest today is Sean.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Sean, you're on because you won our first online TTS tournament. So real quick, do you want to introduce yourself, say who you are, why you play hobby stuff, what got you into the hobbies, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, sure. Like you said, name's Sean. I'm from Maryland, the wonderful, great in-between state. Um,
At least it's not Connecticut.
yeah, listen, I'm going to ask about that later because I hear on previous episodes about your beef with Connecticut, and I have no clue what you're talking about. So at some point, I need to know.
Drive there, you'll see.
I will say I'm from Virginia, and so usually Maryland gets made fun of in
Oh,
Virginia.
Virginia's awesome.
Oh, you're
Virginia's
like the
awesome.
Connecticut of down there.
Yeah, in a way. So I've been playing Marvel since the start. Funny enough, one of my good buddies who I play with often tried to get me into the game when it first started. And when I first started playing the game, I was heavy into uh, you know, Age of Sigmar, 40K, games of that nature, more like bigger scale. And he introduced it to me, and I went over his house, and he's like, "Hey, man, like I know you like Marvel. I love Marvel, so here's a Marvel tabletop game." And I'm like, "There's like 5 or 6 models on the table." I'm like, "This is kind of lame." And he's like, "No, let's just play." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right." So I gave it a try for maybe an hour, and he just starts throwing shit into me left and right, and I'm like, "Man, this game sucks." And I put it away because I was just like, "This is just so different than what I'm used to," and the mechanics were like so honestly, it was so new and fresh at the time that my mind couldn't warp around it. It just couldn't like grasp it based off of what I was playing. So I kind of like ditched it for a while, and then I came back to it probably maybe like 6 months later. Started buying a couple models. Started putting together Web Warriors, kind of at their like beginning, and got a couple games in with him in person. And I'm like, man, you know what? This game actually makes me think, and I can get the game done in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm not sitting there for 4 to 5 hours, playing a usual game of 40K or something like that. And I'm like, this is awesome. And as time went on, I kind of just fell more in love with it and how it plays. And I'm a massive Marvel fan. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, so I love Shatterpoint.
Mm.
And when it comes to skirmisher games like this, it's perfect for a nice little like sit down for a little bit. I mean, I am very frequently on TTS, trying out new things. Brainstorming lists. I think all that stuff is super interesting. So, um, it's not hard to do to plug in characters and play, and there's just so many options
Yeah.
and variety in this game that it constantly feels fresh. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's kind of where I am today. It's kind of really the only thing I play now besides Shatterpoint. But I still play a little bit of Warhammer here and there, but for the most
Yeah.
part, this game has suckered me in, and I'm stuck.
You sound very similar to the two of us.
Yeah,
that whole path.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's a very easy game to pick up, and then once you kind of get the rules down and you kind of start moving forward with it, you're like, man, this is
Mm-hmm.
easy. Like I played it maybe like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, okay, I've basically got the rules set. And then when you do things that are kind of sneaky or smart, you kind of feel like a genius because the game allows
Yeah.
for those kind of things.
It kind of like
Yeah,
unlocks itself as the more you play. You're like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, I
yeah.
can see this now. I can see this now, and it just makes it more and more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's the meme where the dog has the giant stick and he starts calculating in his brain how he's going to cross the bridge because it's gapped, and it all just comes together. It's
That's a
great.
good one.
Yeah. I heard you're just hearing about Trench Crusade too. Speaking of skirmish games.
I'm totally gonna plug this. It's awesome and it looks gruesome as hell. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm like sick and twisted for liking it, but
I
it
mean,
is.
yeah, we all are, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm here, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Well, cool.
So how'd you pivot to? Oh yeah, I guess we should do our normal things before
Yeah, we
we
should do our
get
intro,
into
buddy.
that.
Calm it down.
Yeah.
Alive on one stories. So I have one that I thought was kind of fun. I played against Mephisto for the first time. My Spectacular Spider-Man was moved forward onto the back right sword base, survived a hit by Mephisto, lived alive on one, and he played the tactics card that you make the decision to not take damage on your character, but then Mephisto gains double deals tokens, or um, Mephisto gets to remove his activated token again, kind of thing. And I remember looking at that situation because before when I first saw that card, I was like, well, I never want to give Mephisto additional double deals token. That sounds stupid. But it was literally like, well, if Mephisto gets to go again, he's going to pick up at least two of my characters, maybe even three, because they were all bunched right on top of each other, so you could beat them right there. And I was like, nope. And it actually did come down and won me the game because I chose to give him the double deal tokens. Thankfully, the next turn he didn't do as much, but my Spider-Man could then just run away in the corner, and I won by 1 point basically. So it worked out for me. What about you, Bork? You've been playing a bunch of games recently, right?
Yes, 3 to be exact. If you call that a bunch, but I'm open and ready and willing. So if anyone's out there, you need a game. I have to make it weird. That's my thing. But yeah, I mean, mine were not really that. I left Rhino on one, but then I killed him the next turn because I still had Prio. So, not a big deal.
So nothing exciting.
Yeah, no, wasn't exciting at all. I warned you before the podcast. So,
all right, well, fine. What about you, Sean? Any fun Alive on One stories recently?
So I've got a couple of great ones, and none of them are actually being alive on one because in every single game I play, I tend to not get alive on one, but I tend to get one shot frequently and often. So most of the time, my models leave the field rather quickly.
My favorite, Alive on Dead.
or it's as easy as a first attack, from I don't know. I play against a lot of Cabal, so a lot of Hydra. So, alive on one by Red Skull. And I'll be like, man, that was a close one. And then my buddy's like, cool, I'm going to attack again. And I'm like, all right, see ya. So, I usually I am, I know a lot of times it's luck, like, and it can be, but I'm a big proponent of I get dice spiked hard. But
It
off the top,
happens.
yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of many where I've been left on one. I know I like to play. I've played a good amount of Midnight Suns games where I love playing Doctor Strange. I love playing Blade, and I just love healing myself because I know that I get to the points where I'm going to get diced. So one of my favorite things in this game to do is like healing factor characters or characters that can heal or take damage off. Like I know Patch Up is a bit of a controversial card here and there, but I love it.
That's good.
Yeah, I love it for its versatility.
Yeah,
and,
especially because it's in your list. We'll talk about it too.
Yeah,
especially the list you play. I think it fits in your list very well.
Yes, exactly. So I'm kind of like when dice spikes and like things like that happen in this game, it sometimes they're tough to come back from unless you can like your outs and you can kind of rework it in that sense. But no, a lot of the times I am just beat to like a pulp.
Hey, Alive on Dead.
Yeah, that's right. Alive on Dead.
That's our spinoff.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Speaking of coming soon, hold on, I'm going to segue off of that. Life catch up. So, Bork and I had an idea of, so I don't want to call you Steven because it feels weird because it feels like I'm talking to myself in the third person.
Well,
so.
It's also my name.
Yeah.
So, and I was born first, technically, if you want to get in that.
We were thinking about little supplemental content. So, like going forward for Everwinter, because that's a big old tournament coming up for us. I want to get better at turn 0 plays where you roll priority, pick your missions, and then pick your team based off the mission. So we were thinking about doing quick little like 10, 15-minute episodes where we kind of say, hey, who won priority? Here's our list. Here's the crises we're going to flip. Here's what we brought. Here's why we brought it. So I think hopefully those should be coming out at some point if we find time. It's the holiday season, so a little hard to find time, but it's definitely something I want to do to get practice to help with list building. So we'll probably release little short episodes with those.
I really hope we don't pair, because if we do this like more than once, we're gonna both know.
That would be annoying, but it'd be funny.
We could do one live as we paired. Okay.
Yeah, upcoming event. Sorry, go ahead. You first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's exciting. I think Dr. Maddox came out with the idea. We're going by our formal titles. I don't like to call you Steven because I was born first, bitch. All right. Anyways, you came up with the idea. It's really exciting. I think it's really cool, and it means our listeners too can just like, I don't know, when you're cooking, 15 minutes,
Yeah, right.
making
Easy.
that hot pocket.
Yeah, and it also can be something that doesn't have to just be our Everwinter lists. It could be
Yeah.
like, because I have plenty of lists that I've worked with or played with, and you can just always do that too. And what you think about certain list plays. At least for me, I think it's something that I always look for people's input about list formation. So I think it's quite helpful.
Yeah, and we can call it turn zero. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea
as a segment. But
Yeah, I love
also for recording purposes, as we move on into the spring, you know, I get more busy, and that's a lot easier to record for me. So
yeah.
But,
Cool.
cool.
And then upcoming events, Everwinter, of course, January 3rd through 5th. You're probably really tired of us talking about it, but we're really excited about it. And then also our charity event coming up.
Also check out our episode on it, our list.
I mean, yeah. Last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a charity event coming up at Midgard Games in March. Do you know the dates on that off the top of your head?
I want to say the 10th.
Yeah, because I know the end of March is Adepticon. We're just going to stall, whatever. Just put a link in the description, right?
I'll announce it when my computer loads.
Yeah, we're each racing in Longshanks right now to it.
It's the 15th of March.
Right. Cool. So come to that. And then Sean, are you going? You're in Maryland, so you're not really super close to the Northeast. Are you by chance coming up to Everwinter?
I am not. I would love to come up for your charity event, though. I was talking to you guys about that before, or at least I was talking to Steven about it.
One of us.
Yeah. Steven is definitely
the
like
OG Steven.
Could be anybody. So could be anybody. But I'm definitely considering it for sure. I've been up to Vermont, and I love it up there. So like the drive's not the problem. I think it's like 6 or 7 hours probably.
Oh, wow.
You know, but I'm not crazy. I mean, I've driven like 14 hours in the car to Nashville there and back before. So distance isn't really a big deal. I think the event is really cool. I think what you guys are doing is very unique, and honestly, I think like that's the kind of stuff that like to me is very motivating to come and participate. Just because it's a good cause, and you kind of don't really, you know, you guys have a really good community. I think the game has a really good community itself.
We do,
but
thankfully.
yeah, but things like that you kind of don't see very often, or at least I don't. But I'm also not as plugged in as more popular people that play this game are. Maryland does not have a very big community, so
I was wondering what's near you because I know you have Nova Open. That's really close to you.
Yes,
but that's just once a year.
But like I don't exactly have a locals, which is kind of funny
wow.
because so I don't exactly really have a place to go and play. I know there's people here and there that'll get games in, but it's so sporadic and nothing is like cemented. So it's kind of, if you want a game, hey, like make yourself available at any time. So like a lot of times I'm spending like my Sunday or Monday nights or Tuesday nights or whatever, like reaching out to people, and I'm like, hey, you want to test this? You want to test that? So it's really cool that you guys are doing that because it's a really cool opportunity to come up and meet some people.
And I will say, we have a whole episode on it too. You can make your own community, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You're right. And I've considered it. We've had a couple people, in my area. I'm about an hour north of Baltimore, so we're kind of in like northern like Maryland, and in this area, it's kind of very rural. So it's like a lot of farms, a lot of farmland, a lot of open space. So there isn't a whole lot of opportunity, which is kind of where the online community comes in. But definitely something I've considered for sure.
At least you have the online community too. That is one of those things.
Yes.
And MCP is very pretty good about that.
Wouldn't have found you guys without it because I played Nick in the TTS league, and that's how I kind of he shamelessly plugged you guys. Literally, we started the game and he goes, "Have you heard my podcast?" And I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
That sounds
great.
I'll reach out to Brian, the guy who's running Everwinter for you, because there is a Becky which is like the East Coast Regional Invitational Tournament that we do
Okay.
for MCP. There is one in the Northern Virginia community area.
Oh, very cool.
Which, I mean, you're not in Virginia, but it's not super far.
No, not
there
at
might
all.
be some there. I'll see if I can reach out to Brian to see who manages that region.
Okay.
Yeah,
for you.
Brian, more
Very
work
cool.
for you.
Yeah, guy
I'll
I
make
don't
sure to
know.
bug him like right before Everwinter. Like, hey, can I ask this random question not related to this giant event you're running?
Oh, I appreciate it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, any other last thoughts, Stephen? Or
Well,
wanna
you
jump
have
into
your
episode?
Balrog on here. You want to talk about that real quick?
Oh yeah, hobby stuff. That's right. I painted things. I put down fire effects on my Balrog using airbrush, which actually was really fun and a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would turn out like crap. I also found out that express paints from Vallejo, which is their contrast paint equivalent, spray through an airbrush really nicely.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
That's
I
good to
used
know.
Black Lotus Black for the skin of the Balrog, and it looks really good because it kind of has like a greenish, bluish tinge to it. It's not just pure black. It looks really nice for skin.
Oh, cool. I'm actually writing that down.
Yeah, surprised. I was really surprised how it came through. I'm like, oh, this worked really well.
Oh, cool.
And didn't clog or dry tip my airbrush at all, which is really nice.
Nice. I have not been painting, so I'll just skip on to Sean. You've been working anything up? Do you paint? I'm not sure your background there either. So.
Yes. So I have probably maybe like 60 or 70 models in this game, even though they hardly see the table because most of my plays online. But I am currently working on Sandman right now. He's a little bit of a personal project. I like him on the table, so I definitely want to get him painted up. But he's a piece I really like, so I definitely want to put a lot of effort into him. So I'm kind of working him up.
Oh, nice.
Do you like or do you hate the stupid rebar coming out of his right shoulder?
I'm looking at him right now, and for the sake of this podcast, I despise it because you hate it. So
you don't have to agree with him.
You can live your own life.
The one at the bottom, I think I dislike more than the top, but
it always just gets in the way when I try to pick up that model.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
But I do like that model. I have not painted it, but one day.
He's a cool model, yeah. I was a pretty big fan of that box that came out over the summer for foes.
Same.
And yeah, obviously you were because here we are. I guess. Yeah, I guess that's a good segue. So I'm just gonna run through kind of just like really briefly our live on one TTS tournaments and kind of how they're formatted and the changes, and just go over some of the affiliations we saw. So basically, the first live on one tournament, we basically just made it open. People could join who wanted to play. That one had 22 people. Our next one's up to 34, so I guess we're growing online, which is nice. But regardless, this original one, so it was kind of like a test run too, in terms of like how we wanted to format the list. I'm TOing all these, so Stephen Maddox has no say in this. Nope. But
I still have never played a TTS game, so nope, that's all you.
You logged on once,
wow.
so
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's that good without it. That'll piss some people off.
Oh wait, yeah. Speaking of stupid Longshank ratings that don't mean anything, Everwinter last year I only went 2-2 at, and so that event dropped out of my Longshank. So Steven logged on, and it was like, why the fuck are you ranked like 30 points higher than what I was? Because I'm at like 618 right now.
Yeah.
So that dropped, and it also bumped me to number 2 shield. So yeah, it's like I didn't do anything. I haven't played a tournament since September. And I'm like, I'm going up in the ranks.
Just slowly creeping up without doing shit. So.
Doesn't mean anything. They're just made up numbers.
Yeah. They're
go
pretty
on.
made up. So the tournament was formatted where you submit your list and they were static. Looking back, after some input from our listeners and some our players, that became a problem because given the time frame, we do 2-week rounds for our TTS tournament. So if you haven't joined and you're just kind of curious about joining in the future, the 2-week rounds really allows players to like have it kind of just be like a back thing. Like it's once every 2 weeks you got to log on and play, so it's not that big of a deal. But that being said, during that 4 rounds equals 2 months, right? So during that time we had the release of I don't even want to. So I think Apocalypse was just about to come out, but then like I don't know. There are a bunch of releases. I can't remember them all. The monsters, but I think I allowed monsters anyways. But people wanted to switch their list, so the whole thing was like, moving forward, after you lose, you'll be able to switch your list, which wouldn't even apply to Sean in this case because he won our tournament. So it would have been locked in no matter what. But that being said, so at the time, so this ended what, in November sometime. So it was released like late. We started it like late September. So some of these lists, and the meta is a little bit. To be fair, it's not that outdated, but it's a little bit outdated. We saw a lot of, just to give a quick run through of, and Sean, you can talk more about your individual opponents, but we saw a lot of like Apocalypse, like a lot of Apocalypse. There's some Asgard in there, but I don't think in this particular tournament they were. I don't know, maybe people hadn't caught on to that 15 yet, but they weren't as oppressive as I think they have been in other tournaments. And there's some Shield in there. There's a lot of Avengers, weirdly, but a couple of Defenders. But to be fair, a lot of people dropped because they didn't want to play the same list that was losing, because maybe they wanted to make a tweak. So we're fixing that moving forward. But that's a long way to say basically we're looking at Avengers, Apocalypse, and then like some monsters and some random stuff, couple Shield, couple webs in there, and then 2 people who play New Mutants, one of them being a moron. That's me.
I was like, damn, who are we talking about here?
Oh, that's me. So but anyways, so that's kind of the run through breakdown. In the future, if you're interested in playing in these, we always post a link in our Discord, so join our Discord, link below. And you can kind of sign up ahead of time. Around, about a month or 2 out, I create the event and then people sign up. But I guess, yeah, that's a good question, actually. So, Sean, how'd you feel about, I know it's an online tournament. It's not as like, in-person tournaments are very interactive. They're very like, you hang out with people, you get lunch, stuff like that. But in terms of an online tournament, did you think it was okay? I mean, you won, so.
Oh, well, because I won, it was the best tournament I've ever been in. But so, I mean, to start off, really, one of the things that I can say personally is that I don't, before joining your tournament, I had done, I think it was season 15 for the TTS League. That was the first time I've ever done the TTS League, like ever. It's the first time I've ever participated in a tournament on TTS other than playing with friends. So for me personally, and speaking to maybe other people too who are in the same situation, doing the TTS League itself in that spot could be a little daunting because it's broken up by brackets, and there are hundreds of people that play.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, oh man, I still feel like I'm kind of new to this because I don't get enough games in, and so I'm like, I kind of a little off put just because you feel like you're just not as good enough to compete.
Yeah.
So then when I saw your guys's tournament, and I'm like, man, it's like 22 people. I'm like, this is kind of small. Like, your podcast is great. You guys have a really good community. Your Discord is really awesome. Everyone is super helpful, and I'm like, just this small sense of like beginning I felt much easier to join your league and kind of grow with it. As you guys have. So
that's great to hear.
yeah. So as I kind of jumped into it, I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling really comfortable with this. And then I started looking at people's lists, or I started at least looking at what they were playing, right? And I'm going, this is a really nice variety. Like, this looks like a bunch of people just wanting to play fun things. It doesn't look too intense. I mean, sure, you had some competitive stuff in here, but I mean, you had like one Web Warrior player.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
I was
Jin
the only,
too. That
yeah,
yeah, of course it is.
I was the only foes player. Like, you had some Winter Guard in here. Like, people were playing some fun stuff. So it definitely felt very welcoming for someone who was new and like kind of getting their feet wet, playing against people they didn't know, right? Because you're doing these tournaments, you're playing people you probably have never met before, talked to before, other than seeing them maybe like through other podcasts or like talking on Discord or through the community or things like that. So I'd say that this tournament was awesome. Everybody I played was super nice, friendly. I mean, I was joking around with everybody I played. I mean, I'm pretty sure, and my opponents can all like attest to this, I was like apologizing for them when like when they were like rolling on traps or they were rolling on secures and they were failing. I'm like, man, I'm really sorry. And they're like, what? And I'm like, that just really sucks, man. Like, I feel bad. And and it's like, and they're like, ah, don't sweat it, no problem. Like it's those kind of people. So I thought it was awesome. I thought you guys had a really good group of people here, and it was a lot of fun.
Great. Yeah. So weirdly enough, our like second one. So to give you some idea of like who's joining, it's almost entirely around our area. It's not all, but like so there's a big team up in Montreal. They've been joining quite a bit. There's a team in New Jersey who is joining now a bit. That Jin, actually, our buddy, is
Nice.
a part of their team, and then there's now there's some of our local New Hampshire and Maine players coming on. So it's kind of it's becoming like a Northeast thing, which is kind of cool. There's California people joining too, but to be fair, and a couple people from England, which is really cool.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
Steven. He doesn't even ask about this. So
you're doing stuff over there.
No,
that's cool.
One thing that I really appreciate about us talking about this in general too, not to like go down a rabbit hole because we won't, but we haven't really talked about the TTS community on our podcast, and it's actually kind of a big part. I think, I know, not to Steven, but like to a lot of us out there. No, but I'm not trying to be a dick there. Actually, I'm just saying like you don't do it. So, but for a lot of us out there, we don't have time to travel. Like I know, Sean,
Right.
we've talked about this offline. Like for me to go to a game store, minimum 50 minutes, just kind of like you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're really busy and you just don't have time to do that, TTS is like, I'm going to log on and play this game, and then I'm done. I'm still at home.
Right. Yeah.
So
right.
Despite its like kind of downfall, I really do like being across the table from people in person. I really just think there's a lot there as a social game. But that being said, TTS is kind of like this looming figure in the background of MCP that's kind of always been there. So
right.
It's really cool to hear your input on that and just kind of talk about it publicly because we haven't really done that.
Yeah, and I would just say that people that are interested, like, don't be afraid to jump in. I mean, I was, and I kind of watched from the shadows for a while as I kind of played people I was comfortable playing with, and then I talked to my wife. And I told her, I'm like, oh man, I'm playing this tournament, and she goes, oh, that's really cool. She goes, when are you going? And I'm like, it's upstairs. I'm
every
like,
2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm like, it's in my office. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm playing this guy from Canada, from like Quebec. And she's like, oh my God, aren't you nervous? And I'm just like, I mean, I don't know.
Should I be?
Yeah, I'm like, and she's like, you're just kind of chatting with random strangers you've never met before playing a game. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how that's how you find the community, and that's how you kind of interact with people that have the same hobby as you. And the one thing that I can say about Marvel Crisis Protocol is that as much as like you try to play this game as much as you have time for because it's great, but I feel like the people are greater.
The community is great.
Yes, I've never had a bad experience playing a game online with somebody. Like I've met people, I've probably met 8 or 9 people, on TTS leagues and with you guys, just people I'd never talked to about anything before, and they were some of the nicest people around. But you don't know until you try, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And another cool thing to build off that too is if you go to an event, you might even like know some of these people. Like you may have not met in person, but you could definitely, like, if you come up to our event, our charity event, like a lot of these people will be there.
Right. Yeah. So when I show up for your charity event, and I'll be like, Stevens, man, hey, you guys are famous. Love your podcast.
We're definitely not famous.
Not yet. You're not.
Yeah. I will say on one note of the TTS, the charity event, I think we might have sweat rags. So I'm kind of committed to buying them.
Yeah, lean into it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Sweat out leukemia. That's what they'll say.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm writing that down too. But anyways, okay. Thank you so much for that. I think that's really important to talk about, and that was something that's never come up on our podcast. So I really like it. But now we can dive more into some of the more gameplay things.
Sure.
And to be fair, I will kind of like Steven can ask a lot more questions. I am not that familiar with Spider Foes, to be completely honest. So
I'll
my
catch
first
up to
love.
speed.
Yeah, Maddox loves them.
I played them first, yeah.
But so I guess the first few things is just briefly run through like your history with Spider Foes, as well as just walk us through your list, and then we'll ask you after like afterwards, after you
Mhm.
run through your list, we'll ask you like the more like why'd you bring this? Who are your opponents, and how'd that go?
Sure, sure. Well, I'll start off by telling you that so like the reason I play foes is because I'm not really a comic book reader. It's never really been my thing. I think I just can't. I just don't think I have like the attention span for it.
Do you not like
Um,
pictures or something?
I mean, like, listen, there's too many words on those pictures. That's
Sometimes there are, to be fair, like The Hobbit, Maddox.
yeah. But so when I was young, first Marvel movie that I ever watched was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy
Classic.
with my dad, and he introduced him to me, and from there on out, William Dafoe has always been like a god to me. Like I love
Yeah.
him. I love him as an actor, but there's just something about those movies that have like stuck with me through my childhood. And I don't know what I mean. I love the Spider-Man movies. Like I love everything Marvel, but I don't know what it is, but something about like Spider Foes, something about um, the Spider-Man games. I know Steven, last on your last
Oh yeah.
podcast, you were talking about the
Yeah, I'm
Spider.
actually stuck on a level right now, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, those
But
games
yes.
are incredible. I could not put either one down because I'm just so invested in it. It's a like I said before, it's a big part of my childhood growing up. There's a lot of memories there, with family and things like that that kind of stick with me with them, and so I just, you know, I love them as villains. I think they're all like super unique in their own way, and there's just so many of them that it just
Mm,
feels like it just never stops. So there's always something. There's always like a new villain to be interested in, and this game can provide that. Where I feel like some of the more like niche, some of the more like shocker and things like that, you're not really going to see that in a lot of like mainstream Marvel stuff. But
Yeah.
here, you're going to kind of get those characters that you
so
like.
I don't want to talk about this too,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
real
sure,
briefly. No,
sure.
no, not what you're saying. I'm going to interject and say I really want Scorpion to come out.
hmm
And I'm really bummed out that he's not a
I
model
want him
yet.
as a two threat too. I think it'd be really fun.
If we ever get one again.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think we're ever gonna get a two threat again. Probably the way
probably
it's
not.
gonna go.
Yeah.
But I can hope.
But
Yes.
Scorpion, he'll be a 2
Yeah.
with damage reduction at the way the power creep is going.
Yes, but to answer your original question, so I played Goblin Foes when they came out. Um, Green Goblin was probably one of the first models I painted,
Oh,
um,
cool.
and I played, man, I probably played like years of Goblin in the beginning, but the leadership was just so rough, and the team, no matter how I kind of tried to split it, however I tried to work it, it just wasn't where I liked it. Um,
Did you
I
play Goblin Leader before it got
Yes.
errated? Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really bad. We had like you had to pay for it, I think.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the best part about this game was paying a power to make them re-roll their block into a crit. And I'm just like oh, all right, well, that's cool.
Why
But
did I do this?
yeah, so I kind of stepped away from him for a little bit, and I kind of moved on to criminals and some web warriors and things like that because I also love Kingpin, and we'll get into that later. Um, but so foes are kind of my first love. Doc Ock, the new one, Fourth Threat comes out, and I love everything about that character. I mean, they worked him to a way to where I think he's super useful, super good. I think his leadership is incredible, and we can obviously touch on that later as well. But
Mm-hmm.
um, something about foes as a unit and how they play is they're just a bunch of tanky boys that can displace models, and I'm not much for attrition because I know dice can run hot or cold, and I don't want to like base my game plans off of it. And foes are the perfect example of you can quite literally, move with Lizard and throw someone off a point, and I feel good about it because it's
Yeah.
impactful.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, maybe it's boring, but at the same time, you
No,
kind of
that's
have
a
to.
great way to play.
Yeah,
And
you
you
have to
won our
train.
tournament with it, so
Yeah, I mean, I almost have to when I'm playing them sometimes, I almost have to talk myself out of the mindset of, yeah, it would be really fun to just
Punch.
yeah, punch and just, man, how cool would it be to beat the snot out of this dude? And then you sit there for a second, you're like, I guess I got to make the smart play. This is how
damn it, now I'm playing
yeah,
the game.
yeah, man, this sucks. And then, but it works out for you. And I think these guys are kind of a was like they're like a jack of all trades. I feel like foes can
and their
kind
power generation's insane.
of yes.
Yeah.
So
Under Doc Ock, so
yeah, they can kind of do what you want them to do. You know, like you can build them a variety of different ways, and you know, I'm not going to tell you one way works better than the other. I think there are, you know, many ways to play them and to mix and match them to get what you want out of them. I think you can still play Goblin and be super viable and super good, and I know people have, and that's awesome. Like I'm glad it's not for me, but I'm glad that, you know, people make it work.
I'm glad you like it.
yeah. There's some I don't remember his name, but I was listening to a podcast with someone who was running Goblin and did like pretty well at I don't know, one of those major tournaments down south.
I think it was what's the one in Chicago? Second Wind. I'm pretty sure Second Wind.
Yeah, I think so. There was Goblin player. So yeah.
So,
So
I think running off this, let's run through your list because then
Sure.
we'll talk more about how it works and stuff like that.
Sure. So you want me to run through the characters for you?
Yeah, just run through the characters.
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
So
the whole thing.
yeah, so I've got 4-threat Ock, I've got Lizard, I've got Mysterio, Rhino, Shocker, I've got Amazing Spider-Man as my 5. I've got Crimson Dynamo, Okoye, Black Cat, and Kingpin. My tactics cards are Custom Upgrades, Sinister Traps, Strategic Retreat, Surprise Webhead, Brace for Impact, Grand Illusion, Warpath. This is a Robbery, Survival, and Patch Up. And then for my secures, I have S.W.O.R.D, Mutant Madmen, and Deadly Meteors. And for my extracts, I have Scrolls, Struggle for the Cube, and Fear Grips.
Yeah. So to me, like when I'm looking at this, it feels like, okay, you brought all pay to flips and you have Doc Ock leadership, right? So that makes sense because if you don't know, his leadership is when you get hit by an attack, you can generate additional power at the end of it. And then you can also shake, what is it, slow, incinerate, and shock, I think? Yeah.
Yes.
So you can shake conditions off, which is really good against going against webs, I've learned when I played on RSMP with him before.
Yeah, very
so yeah, to me, it feels like it is very thematic. You're right.
Yeah.
But it is to me, it's feeling like, hey, I want to play this pay to flips. Is it because you have all that extra power generation above your opponent? That's why you brought them all?
Yeah. Yep. Correct. You are 100% correct on that.
So do you, when you win priority, do you try to actually pick your secures, or do you actually like your extract play as well? Because it is kind of that like faster scoring kind of midi thing when you have big tough guys.
Yeah. So, you know, when I don't win priority often.
You're just like Steven.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, my rate for hitting priority is like historically bad. So, but when I do,
is that why you listen to the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. But when I do, I actually prefer to go with my secures. I feel like Scrolls and I feel like Fear Grips are pretty common. I mean, Struggle for the Cube could very easily be Spider Infected. As well, but
yeah, it seems like for the most part your extracts here are like kind of keeping those high scoring extract teams, you're slowing them down a little bit.
Yes,
at least with Fear Grips and Scrolls.
Yeah, which is also kind of going back to the whole foes are very versatile because you can, you know, some teams, like for example, right, I'll bring up Midnight Suns, which I have been playing quite a bit of here and there, but before, you know, the monsters came out, you know, before all that, they would fall apart pretty quick. So you had to play, you know, quick scoring. You had to grab like hammers or, you know, cubes or anything that would score out fast. Because if you didn't, you were going to get taken off the table because they just couldn't survive.
You fall apart.
Yeah. So with these guys, you can build your list to kind of facilitate what you're looking for. It's funny because you'll look at it and you'll say, well, you have, you know, you're kind of playing Bs, you're kind of playing, you know, Fs. There's no E extract, there's no E secures, or there's nothing kind of down the middle here, nothing narrow, but I'm playing Okoye and Crimson Dynamo, right? Which is kind of weird. And you kind of look at that and go, well, that doesn't help you. But in the grand scheme of things, if I'm set on an E, and Steven, you can actually test this because when you and I played, you were testing out new mutants. I threw Dynamo and I threw Okoye in the middle, and I said, well, what's the one thing that foes that I cannot do with them that, you know, I can kind of break free of? And I cannot, you know, they don't really have good defensive stats other than, you know, large health pools, right?
Yeah.
So Dynamo and Okoye, even ASM, they kind of fill those gaps that I'm kind of looking for. Now, like for the most part, I'm not playing them very often, if at all. I can tell you that in the tournament, I didn't play Okoye and I did not play
Okay.
Crimson Dynamo once
Yeah.
because I never got set on ease.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that makes sense because I saw that and I was like, well, Crimson Dynamo makes a lot of sense. It's your EMAP player. But then
Yeah.
Okoye, I was like, why the hell is Okoye in there? But that makes sense. You don't really feel like you have good defensive tech, so you want the bodyguard on her.
Yeah, so Okoye, for the most part, when I play her, she is essentially stapled to either Mysterio or she's stapled to
Mm-hmm.
Doc Ock
Mm-hmm.
because other than, Mysterio is, oh, well, why would you want to attack him anyway, because of everything he's got going on. Yeah, I get it, but, once you get to like round 3 and 4, if your Okoye is still alive, then everyone's got the power to make him roll a die and turn off
Mm-hmm.
his fun
Yeah.
abilities.
Yeah,
And at
he
that
does pretty
point,
quick.
and at that point, Okoye is kind of there, and you're going, well, man, I could probably one shot him, but is it worth it at this point?
So yeah, you kind of viewed it as that's your sacrifice almost, right? Because you got Brace, of course, because everyone brings Brace, but then Sword or not Sword, geez Louise.
Yeah,
Patch Up is your other.
I like that too because it kind of makes up for Mysterio's weakness, which is getting one shot.
Yeah, I like to take my splashes and I like to account for what's the weakness in my team and how can I fill that void. I don't think I'd ever come into a situation where I'd be playing Okoye, ASM, and Crimson Dynamo. I mean, good lord, you're talking about a bodyguard and making them reroll 3 of their dice potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds gross and it sounds it's not necessary, but ASM kind of fills a different area of need.
Yeah.
And why do you bring?
Yeah, that was my next question.
So
I love. By the way, I love ASM. So,
yeah. So I'll start off by saying that I didn't put ASM into my list until I took my ASM model that I painted up, and I painted him black for the Spider-Man, the Venom suit from Spider-Man 3. And I'm like, this doesn't feel good unless I do this. So I painted him because I don't play Venom. So, but I actually have. It's not good, but it's been kind of cheeky and it's worked out twice in the TTS league. So in my second game, I played against Guardians and I played on hammers. And what I did was I was going second. And what I did was I put ASM, right? You're not going first, so why would you play ASM? He's going to go steal a hammer first, right? That's what you want him to do. I put him to the right side first, and I kind of made my opponent commit something to him because they're like, well, I want to take that hammer so ASM doesn't go grab it. So I think I made him put Ronin and who else did he have on that side? I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was Rocket? But anyway, I kind of made him allocate some resources to that right hammer. So what I did was I put ASM on the right side, and then I threw Doc Ock, and I threw Rhino on my left side. And when the game started, I took Sinister Traps in my 5, and I put Sinister Traps on the right hammer where ASM was. And the guy was like, and I'm like, yeah, ASM is like, I kind of baited you into it. So ASM's not going to take that hammer. I'm going to make Star-Lord go pick up the side cube, or hammer, sorry, which he did. And then I intended to move with Doc Ock, pounded him for some damage, and then threw him into my team, Star-Lord, that is. And then Rhino and the rest of the team beat him up, took the hammer back, and from there it was easy. But it was almost kind of like a little bit of bait. Now, granted, those scenarios don't line up perfectly, and I'm not always.
But that's a great way to use Sinister Traps. Like I've seen that a couple times playing the Spider Foes, where especially on secures sometimes. So that's a great move on an extract. But just putting your opponent in a position where it's like, okay, you're going to start off taking a bunch of damage.
Right, and essentially what ended up happening is his 4-threat Ronin was in the corner the whole game because he was like, well, I'm not going to trigger that trap. So if you want to go get it, go ahead. And I think I did. He ended up biting the bullet, triggering the trap, and I ended up doing a damage to him, which is perfect because you get the push. You don't feed him that much power because I don't really want to do a ton of damage on the trap.
Yeah, on average, I think it does like 2.
Yeah. And then
I love that card. It is such
a great card.
It's just great mind games. So then once you push, Ronin off to the side, and then ASM can honestly leave that point, go do what he wants, or he can go, he's free to move around the board, and he kind of is like a wild card for you at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
Not knowing where ASM is going to go can drastically throw your opponent off.
Yeah.
That's another
Yes.
mind game.
I think ASM's best home is defenders, but personally, I think
Fuck yeah, it is.
yeah, I think his I think his second best home is foes, only because ASM is getting hit, right? He's getting usually if he's going to hold an extract, right? So he's going to get
Yeah.
targeted, right? He's going to get hit. If you roll a crit and you're taking damage, cool. You're getting a power from damage. You're getting a power from the crit. You're getting a power from the leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that's 2 turns of web swinging.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Let's just say that when I play ASM, I think I'm attacking with my builder in foes very rarely. I'm spendering nonstop because
Yeah.
I always have the power to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw this, I was like, why not anymore? But that all makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, and to be honest, like when you're playing ASM 2, sometimes you're always like, is my web swing online? Is my web swing online? Is my
Yes.
web swing online? So then eventually, if you're not doing your spender, you're then accounting for the fact that you can get anywhere you want.
Yeah, correct.
And it fits the rest of your list because you're foes, so you're a bunch of medium bases, medium movers, so you can move around the map really well, and so it kind of fits with that. He's like incredibly mobile.
Yeah,
so you
which
can kind of dictate where you rotate.
Correct, which also kind of leans into why I took shield, or not shield. I'm sorry, sword base.
Yeah,
don't
he's
get
great on sword base.
Don't give Steven a chubby.
Yeah,
let me tell you about shield on sword base because I love that too.
Yeah, it's on my mind right now. That's what I'm playing in the second season. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's Steve led shield.
Ooh, I hate you.
Yeah, because I like to play stuff that's not great. And
do you call him Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers every single time?
No, God,
Dude,
no.
Well, there's a goal. Yeah.
Well, I don't get a chance to because usually he's dead pretty quick.
Yeah,
so.
I know he does die very easily.
But yeah, on sword base, some people, look at it and go, well, you want to be on a D or you want to be on a B because you don't want to get focused down. And I totally get that. Trust me, totally understand that. But the ability to have Lizard, to have Kingpin, to have
Doc.
to have Rhino with his card, move, activate the sword base, move, throw someone off a point, or move sword base, throw, or
you
know what I mean?
There.
Yes, and that's kind of more of how I like to play them. Is don't necessarily go for damage unless you feel like the situation is necessary. So, like when I was telling you earlier about with Star-Lord, bringing him in and beating him up, it's not a great game plan because I could have moved up with Doc Ock. I could have whiffed on my attack, and then what do? You're kind of stuck. You can't throw. You don't have the power to do what you need to do. It's a gamble. But in that situation, I'm thinking, well, Guardians are going to shoot me off the table. I need to take a risk, and that's the risk. But normally, I won't play them that way. I'll kind of play very objective styled. I'll kind of harden like the shell, and I'll just play a lot of displacement. I don't get priority a lot, so that's why I kind of like to play that style of game because I don't want to load people up on power to at the start of turn 2 or turn 3 just wally like just annihilate my Doc Ock and waste a really good activation.
Do you have a core set of like spider foes that you bring, or do you kind of really depends on the actual crisis setup?
So it depends on the crisis setup. I try to play Ock and Mysterio as often as I can. Well, Ock's a given. I try to play Mysterio as often as I can.
Okay. Is it for Grand Illusion play or for other play, or you just like how he works out?
Both. So I think personally, Grand Illusion is the best card in this game. I've had some insane success. I mean, imagine going back to my game with Steven, right? Imagine being on an E and sitting there with Shocker reducing your dice, with Dynamo making you reroll, with Okoye blocking, with Mysterio counting, crits to failures. Good Lord, like your team isn't going to get hurt. They're going to get displaced.
Yeah, it's all stacking on itself.
Yeah, and is it overkill? Maybe. But if you're playing against like Apocalypse, it's so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah, and to be fair too, like the way the meta is shifting into this ultra killy attrition game plan now, I think foes are in a really good spot because they're also. I think your list is actually like ages well. I know you made this in September, so
yeah, I think if there's something I would change, and I know I'm talking her up, but I'd probably pull Okoye, and I'd probably do what I've done in the past, which is in the past I've put Two Threat Widow in. I think Two Threat Widow is a really nice, like,
I'm back on her recently, actually, as well.
I think she's a great D. I mean, she can run between Ds. I don't need to do a single damage with her. I think just moving between points, mostly because I don't really have a good back point sitter, right? So if I'm playing riots, I don't have anyone.
I should say, sorry to
Yeah, go
interrupt
ahead.
you,
Go ahead.
but I should have said this at the start for my Live on One episode. That same game, I had a Two Threat Widow survive on 1 health and then proceed to score like 5 points.
Yeah.
Because she just ran over the map. And then like she just doesn't die sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is funny. And then she does die, you're like, cool, it's a 2-threat. Don't really care.
Right. Or on on S.W.O.R.D, she can walk basically 3 points if you set her up right,
Yeah,
so
I had to do a double flip one turn.
Yeah, and it's awesome. You can use your foes to displace all your opponent's models off of the S.W.O.R.D bases, and then just have Widow, because nobody cares about her. You can just have her go run around and flip points for you.
Yeah.
Which I
and then
think
if she
is
somehow
excellent.
staggers somebody, it's just great. It's
Yeah, it's like icing on. That's just kind of like
a
icing
Two-threat stagger is
yeah, it feels great, doesn't it?
Well, I don't play her, so I suppose it would feel great.
Yeah. Now I've also kind of dabbled with Wong, because Wong can kind of turn on ASMs. He can turn on the web swing turn one if you need it. He can turn on. I don't play Venom, but he could turn on Venom's pull.
Yeah, why not?
So
I love Venom. He's my favorite.
We all love Venom here. So
okay, so that's funny, because Venom is my all-time favorite Marvel character. All time. I mean, my Discord handle is Venomous. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I ever since the oh my gosh, the PS1 the Spider-Man game where you could where Venom was like an anti-hero and he was a goofball in it.
Yeah, and he was really blue.
Yeah, yes. Ever since then, I fell in love with him, and I love the character, but I cannot pilot him to save my life. I can't, because
that's because you're not playing New Mutants.
Yeah, exactly. when we played, and I was like, man, I'm like salivating at the fact that I can put Venom in there, and I'm like, oh, there's so much potential here. Or like Mephisto is great for him.
Yep. I think Mephisto's better for him than New Mutants, but
I've just been burned with him too many times where he just can easily get displaced off a point, and he just becomes a waste of a 4th threat. Yeah, and the difference between him and Kingpin, because Kingpin is what? He's a medium-based slow mover, just like Venom. So you'd go, well, why Kingpin and not Venom, right? My counter argument to that is you just throw Kingpin right up the center on a middle point, and you let him get hit, because he's going to tank damage. And then all you really want to do with him is you want to spend her twice, or you want to move, throw, spender, or you want to move, throw. So you want him to be getting whacked by damage. Have somebody come up. I mean, if I put her in the list, you get a bunch of power onto Black Widow. Have her come up and patch him up. Run right back to a point. Like Venom is. He's a great character. Don't get me wrong. I just cannot pilot him correctly.
Something I have seen a lot, because obviously I play Invaders, so I have a bunch of rerolls, is he does turn off defensive rerolls. And so I have seen people like tech him in because of webs, and Invaders is so prevalent now. And it is kind of annoying, but yeah, you just have to learn. He is super slow.
Yes.
But I think with Doc's leadership, at least he gets more power. So then like because I always forget his web snare. I think it's a medium pull.
It is. It's range 4, medium pull.
Yeah.
The problem is that people get smart and they don't bother even attacking Venom. They just go, oh, Red Skull 3, I'm going to displace him 3 away, and good luck. Like, move twice? Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, which makes me sad, because I love him.
Yes, me too. And I know... what if he had like aggressive on him? If he had aggressive on him, and maybe there was some way to kind of tone him down somewhere else, I would be playing him nonstop.
Yeah, he'd be really good with aggressive on him.
Yes, 100% agree with that.
Especially because you could lethal protector, then aggressive forward or something like that, and like really put him up there. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, and not turning off defensive rerolls is amazing. I'll just have the problem of pull somebody in, roll 5 dice, 1 success. Attack again,
Yep.
1 success, and it's
You
just
know,
like,
I've had that happen with Venom so many times.
yes,
I can't even tell you.
yeah.
So I'm gonna clap back, do nothing. All right, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, and
or
that's
also someone damages him. He's on like 2 health, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna like, I got the power now to like pull you to like lethal protector, and then do my spender, and then heal, and then you're like, oh, I heal 1.
right,
Yeah.
right, and that's kind of my reason for selling Kingpin, right? Because Kingpin gets whacked a bunch of times. I don't need to deal damage. I just need to get the spender off. It's going to do what
Mhm.
I want it to do. Whether you
Is that why
take
you? So you take him like kind of just as a mid board bully?
So in one of my games in the league, in my third game, I played against someone running Avengers, and he had a great team. He was playing 5 threat Thor, OG Thor, and Kingpin spendered him 3 times and basically just kept throwing him into the corner, and he was rendered useless the entire game.
Mm,
And that's kind of how I want to play him.
Mhm.
He can be displaced pretty easily as well, but I don't know why I can do it for him and not Venom, but I can always backstop him pretty well to where I can make it a difficult decision for the opponent where unless they can advance him away, pushing isn't really an option. If you
yeah.
can, if you can kind of marry it up right to where he can
Yeah.
kind of sit himself
And he
behind
is
the
a
corner.
lot tankier than Venom is.
Yes, and
Yep.
that's yeah, and
Mhm.
so if the difference is if you throw Venom behind something to backstop him, and somebody needs power to uh, say Dracula for example needs power to value, he's more likely going to get it on Venom because he's just rolling 3 flat dice or flat dice where Kingpin is giving me reduction and
Mhm. Yeah.
there's just a better
Yeah.
opportunity to deny that power to allow you to he's stuck here, you have to deal with him a different way.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. And I guess briefly too, just to run through your opponents. So you play. I mean, you played 3. Like I know these names enough to know that the 3 like pretty decent, difficult opponents. So, but not without getting into who they are. You played into Defenders. You played into Guardians. You played into interesting Avengers list, and then you played into Apocalypse.
Yeah, so my defenders list, that was the best game I've ever played because I didn't play it.
Oh.
so, so,
Rude.
so that was a drop on his part, so that
Okay.
was an automatic W for me there. So that was
All
my
right.
best win. Um,
I mean, I bet Spider goes into Apocalypse. I bet you feel pretty good in that matchup.
no, actually quite the opposite.
Really? Oh man.
Yes. So and
Yeah,
we'll
how'd that game go?
So that was against a pretty well-known good player, very very nice guy. Very awesome opponent. He played his game perfectly. This is kind of where like the luck, a little bit of it comes into play. So we were playing on hammers, and we were playing on, I think we were playing spider portals, and he had basically Apocalypse was holding 2 hammers all game. Um, he was dishing out some pretty good damage, but for the most part, he was kind of rotating because we were playing on D. Uh, but what I did was I threw ASM into the list. I threw Mysterio into the list. I had Lizard, Mysterio, Doc Ock. I had ASM, and I think I had Shocker. Yeah, and that was my 18. And so he had priority. He went and grabbed a side hammer. I don't believe in this game I played Sinister Traps, so that wasn't an option for me there. I moved ASM, right? I'm going second playing ASM again, so it's like, man, I'm kind of going against the grain here, but I kind of just like him for who he is and what he can do,
Yeah, absolutely.
opposed to his turn 0 play or turn 1 play.
Hmm.
So ASM moves up on the left side. Um, Beast has the hammer. ASM whacks him. I do 5 damage. I gain 5 power.
Oh my
That
god.
yeah, I know. That's not that the odds of that are not great, but it happened. And I'm thinking,
Hmm.
okay, this is awesome because I'm already feeling a little uh, at a disadvantage here. I know that a lot of people say that Mysterio on a D shape can be good, and I totally agree with that. He can own a point. But what ends up happening is ASM does 5 damage to Beast. Doc Ock comes in, dazes Beast, leaves the token. He's playing Sabretooth. Sabretooth comes up, takes the hammer. At this point, he's also playing Magic, he's playing Apocalypse, and he's playing Toad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking off the bat, this is not going to be attrition heavy. This is going to be rotate. He's going to rotate like crazy.
Yeah.
And what he did was totally different than what I expected. Instead of, moving the hammer and having him come in and try to take a side point from me, he walled up and he took Sabretooth and he took Beast and he just ran to the back.
Hmm.
Because I did the disservice of on turn 2, I had Mysterio at the bottom, and I think he kind of wanted to go attrition with me, and I turned on preemptively. I played what is it? I played Grand Illusion top of turn 2, and basically said if Apocalypse
Jeez.
wants to come into this bubble, because Apocalypse was on my center point, basically in the middle here, and
Uh-huh.
he is gonna just destroy my team. I mean, he can get around whatever I need to, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Dynamo in the list. I'm not playing Okoye. I have ASM, but and Shocker, but on a D shape, I can't really say no to Apocalypse. Depending
Mm-hmm.
on where he is, he can kind of do what he pleases. So I'm thinking, well, Mysterio is going to slap himself onto a point because he's a slow mover, and he's just going to sit there and he's going to take it and basically say, "You don't want this bottom D. Nobody wants this. This is mine." Well,
Yeah.
I played Grand Illusion, and he goes, "Okay," and he proceeds to just turn around and he's like, "Well, I'm going to head home then," and and literally turned around with everybody because like there's no point fighting you because
Yeah. So you had a big momentum switch there,
so
where you're like, "Oh, I'm on the upswing
yeah,
right now."
yeah.
Yeah.
So when he moved everybody back, I'm thinking, awesome. And then after about 5 seconds, I'm going, he's got 3 hammers, not awesome.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's where ASM rotates and starts beating the snot out of everybody, and he's doing about 5 to 6 damage per turn. He's one-shotting Sabretooth. He's
Jeez, man.
yeah, yeah, he
Welcome
is.
to playing ASM, Steven. Get on the
Yeah,
Yeah.
train.
he is
It's
whacking.
a dice game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's whacking Toad. I'm not even bothering to hit Apocalypse. There's no reason. Take out the Horseman, rotate the board, flip your points.
Yeah.
ASM and Ock are also fantastic with Spider Portals because the 4 energy defense. So I can run around and I have a better opportunity to take those points. On his part, he played a great game, but what I'm telling you that I think he failed all but 2 of the Spider Portal rolls. And by failed, I mean he either got it, but then rolled a skull and pushed
Oh.
himself off the point so I
Yeah.
could just take it,
Yeah.
or he rolled nothing and a skull, where
Yeah.
so the end of the game came down to um, Apocalypse needed to flip 2 points in order to stay in it, and he went to his back D, flipped it, and then got a skull, pushed himself. So instead of attacking anybody on my team and basically eviscerating them from existence, he was
Yeah.
forced to move twice and go on my left side D to try to flip it, which he did, and then rolled another skull.
Oh
And
man.
yeah, and so
Jeez.
then I had Doc
Guys
Ock.
probably like, "Fuck this mission."
Yeah, and that goes back to the beginning of the episode where I was saying, well, I'm apologizing nonstop because this guy is rolling skulls, and I'm like, dude, I'm really sorry.
Oh
I,
man.
and so at that point, Doc Ock it's an easy path. It's flip the left side, and then you can go flip the top if you want, but you're gonna score, you know, enough points to edge it out by 1, and I ended up winning 16-15.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it was
Good game.
probably it was a fantastic game, and it was well played by my opponent. It just came down to he could not get the points. I mean, I ended up with Lizard too. Excuse me. It was as bad as Lizard was on my D shape, and he slowed and he rooted everybody with Apocalypse. So he was using Sabretooth to get the bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and he was slow and rooting, so I couldn't rotate. He had basically turned off Lizard's throw because he rooted him, and he slowed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So all I'm doing is moving and praying, and I basically moved Lizard from my back D to his D. He had Apocalypse sitting on the D, and I flipped it and took it, and I got two successes out of 3. And I'm
Apocalypse sitting on the D.
yeah, and I'm sitting here going yeah, and I'm sitting here going, this is an awful play, but it's all I've got,
Yeah.
and
And sometimes it's good to do.
yeah, and I'm
It's a
like,
dice
well,
game.
Yeah.
exactly. And that's one of those games where, pay to flips are super controversial because I probably should not have won that game, but the dice were in my favor.
Hey. Fate.
That's right. That's right.
And again, you're built for it, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And I will say,
no, I mean, like, by the way, don't do yourself a discredit. Like the way you're even just talking about playing in that scenario, like that scenario only came up because you were playing tight and close.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
you kind of have to. You kind of have to force yourself. Playing against a good opponent, you don't want to make a mistake to ruin it.
Yeah.
I will say that it was probably the it was the only time I've used survival, and it was probably the most impactful because I had ASM sitting on his back point right in front of Sabretooth and APOC, and I survival to start the turn because he didn't have a hammer because he had just
Yeah.
gotten dazed. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got the power, survival, and he's going, okay, well, I guess I'll go because that's who he wants ASM off the board. He's my he's my I
He's
guess
doing
my
the work.
joker or
Yeah.
like he's my piece. He's what's going to win me this game if I
He's
do win
amazing
it.
Spider-Man. That's
Yeah,
all you need to say.
exactly. And in that game too, ASM spendered I think 3 or 4 times
Jeez.
and
Yep.
buildered
Well,
to
Steven,
start.
welcome to playing Defenders with him too.
Yeah, and the best part about him is that I spendered 4 times and I got like I think I was averaging 5 or 6 successes per, and I never rolled the wild to throw terrain into my opponent.
So you didn't even get the like
Nope.
true quote unquote spike.
Nope. I was just rotating with the move. I mean, that medium
Yeah.
move off of the spender I think is more important than actually doing the damage. The damage is great,
Pretty much, yeah.
but
The damage, well, I'm used to him in Defenders, right? So you're usually getting 2 or 3 rerolls depending on where you're putting him. So you're doing damage.
Right.
But, yeah.
Right.
Cool. Absolutely. That sounds like a great game. I wish we had filmed it or something.
Yes, and
maybe next time.
Listen, I was for lack of a better term, man, I was getting sweaty playing that game. I was sweaty from my computer.
Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. There is no lack of a better term. That was the best term you could have picked in that moment.
I was sweating bullets. In the beginning, he's like, hey, I'm so and so, great game, and I'm just like, because I know he's a good player, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of also the issue you run into. Okay, this is kind of a side tangent, and I won't spend too long on this, but Steven Maddox's advice a lot to me is when I go into a good player, I tend to give up.
Yeah.
So part of the issue is like, and you're showing this through example, is like you look at that rating or you look at who they are and like, oh, I can never do this. But like you have the right attitude. I don't have the right attitude. I'll like just give up and be like, oh, fuck it. But I think that's a really great attitude. It's also very sportsman of you to apologize for something that you have no control over. So
yeah, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, where I didn't feel as daunted, joining your TTS league because you're right. Ratings and things like that, you do look at them and you do kind of psych yourself out a little bit with that stuff.
Yeah,
and
you definitely do sometimes.
Yeah, and you're looking at this and I'm going, oh, this is a really cool just bunch of people who just want to casually play. And then I'm playing my second game and I'm like, man, die scum. Like how can I, min max this? And I'm like, no, just like play what's good and fun, learn your list more. And as I was going on, as I got in like third and fourth game, I'm going, okay, I'm really honing in on what I want to do here and how I want it to work. And
can I just highlight a word you said where you just play your list more and learn it?
Yeah.
Because golly, I think that's a huge thing for a lot of people to just sit and play your list and like really find out why something doesn't work. Oh, this didn't work on an E map. Okay, maybe don't pull the entire character out. Maybe just think of the crisis setup more.
Yes,
it's a huge thing.
Yes, as a big proponent of play your 10 and say, for my example, I'm playing Kingpin, right? Say Kingpin doesn't do any damage and he's just whiffing on attacks and he's not doing anything
which he
right.
does, sometimes.
and people go, oh, well, he's no good. And I'm like, yeah, but that's one game with him in a scenario where you let the dice kind of rule your opinion.
Sample size.
Exactly, of that character. I mean, look at him from a different aspect. Don't look at him from how many dice he's rolling or what he's doing. Look at, his tactically, just the presence of Kingpin is going to make somebody want to deal with him, right? So make him important give him an extract when the opportunity arises, or don't. In my third game against Avengers, I didn't give Kingpin an extract. I played him, and I just walked right up to Thor and I said, if you want to whack me, go ahead, but there's no incentive for you to do this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even on a point. I think I was sitting on a car, and I was getting cover off of it. And I'm like, if you want to hit me, go
hit
for
me,
it.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to put
Yeah.
myself right in your face.
Do it.
And if you want to do it, great. If not, just know that if you want to whack me and give me power, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. And I think also to kind of touch on that, I think these 2 week rounds that we've been doing really help if you're winning, to be fair. Even if you're not winning and you want to stick with the same list, it's helpful because even in between those 2 rounds, like you could have reps with that list. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
offline. So
Right.
what's officially rated, you can really get to know a list over this 8-month period. That's kind of why I liked the locked in scenario.
Yes.
But at the same time, I understand that like if you lose, maybe you want to explore other things. But um, no, I really think if you join our leagues, like it's cool and will help you a lot to lock in a list. Because I was just telling Steven about this the other day. I was making fun of him. I think it was on air actually, but I was making fun of you for
playing the same list.
playing the same list. But then I remember I double backed and said, yeah, but when I develop a list, I'm only switching like 1 or 2 characters.
Yeah.
Because once you get it kind of down and you have your kind of like structure, it then becomes about like playing it a lot and not switching them out too hastily, right? So like playing it a lot and then being like, oh, okay, I wanted him for this scenario and he's clearly not working after 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're talking the guy who ran New Mutants for like 30 reps and still didn't want to give up.
How do they get these kids to work?
Dude,
yeah. I loved the no. Personally, I loved the no, like the locked lists, and not because I won it, but because it forced me to find ways to play my list in ways I didn't expect.
Yeah.
So using
and that's a really good thing for your player development.
Right. Using ASM as a decoy piece honestly was pretty sweet, and I probably won't look at it as a viable option, but those are the fun things where you can kind of see models from different perspectives and what they do. And so I know, with Shocker in particular, right? People don't play Shocker a lot. And I think he's great because he fits the Kingpin scenario of double move up to a point. If he's not grabbing something, then do you want to waste resources dealing with him? What?
Yeah.
And if you do, great. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It also made sense because you were like in the beginning, you're talking about like, okay, the reason why I have Okoye and Crimson Dynamo on my list is because I am not as defensive, right? And so you saw that problem, and you're like, all right, Shocker, affiliated piece. My opponent rolls less attack dice, right? It makes me more survivable. It really fits, and especially as a 3-threat. And then also he's got a stagger on his spender, which is super good.
Oh, it's and
I like him quite a bit.
He's no Luke Cage.
No,
he's no Luke Cage,
no.
but he's good. And if someone
sorry,
punches
I
him
have
down,
defenders on the mind.
And then, like you were saying, like, okay, cool, someone's focusing on my Shocker. Cool, that's leaving Doc up. That's leaving, Lizard up probably because you want his throws online. It leaves up some of the other pieces for you.
Yeah, because Shocker has no displacement, so I want him. I want somebody to be forced to deal with him, and because other than that, they're just going to ignore him. Which is, and not only that, but say I'm playing Shocker, right, and say I'm playing Strategic Retreat, because it's also one of the tactics cards that isn't played very often, which says that when a Spider Foe's character is targeted by an attack, if it's holding an objective token, it spends 4 power to play it. I pick an ally within 3. The token gets moved from, in this example, Shocker, to a character within 3, and then I advance away from the attacking character, which means that foes kind of have a pseudo fallback, right? But people go, oh, it's expensive. It's 4 power. Well, with Ox leadership, you're going to have power to use it. Because sometimes I almost feel too flush on power at times, especially with Doc Ock, because with him, if I'm picking up an extract, usually you are using your builder twice because the wilds for 2 successes is too good to pass up.
Yep.
I have probably...
Is he your custom upgrades target?
He is.
Yeah,
he
makes
is.
sense.
Him, or funny enough, Mysterio is a good custom upgrade target.
Yeah, because he rolls 1 defense dice anyway. So
and because since Mysterio kind of plays a little better with Goblin to let you re-roll their dice so he can push a damage through for the advance. So he that kind of helps solve that a tiny bit. But with, strategic retreat, as in this example, Ak goes up and picks something. He's not the most survivable, so he's either going to get hit, and when he does, he's going to gain a ton of power from it because he's probably not going to get one shot.
Yeah.
And once he does, cool, that's fine. Throw it onto somebody else, and now, do you want to attack him? You don't want to do anything to him, and that gives him the freedom to build her twice and throw, and then I'm sitting on a ton of power that I don't know what to do with.
Yeah, and it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
especially because, again, like, you're playing that mid-range game where you want to keep those point scoring
right
in your favor as you eventually win. Yeah.
Also with Okoye, right? The other reason she's in here is because Okoye bodyguards an attack, right? Say she lives through it. Well, if she lives through it, she gets a power for being targeted and gets the power to do it again, to bodyguard again, even if she doesn't take damage.
Yeah.
So depending
absolutely.
if she's got one power, if she's got one power on her, and after she bodyguards, the leadership gives it right back to her.
Yeah.
So there are fun little things like that can kind of help. Yeah.
It was funny actually because when Steven shot me a list earlier, my first response was like, I'm stealing this list. This looks actually really cool. Kind of go with it because
he did really actually say that. I can double down on that.
It depends on how you want to play foes, and I want to shell up, and I want to be able to displace. And
I like to go Mimi, and I like to do Carnage with custom upgrades.
Blows
up in my face usually, but it's really
that's like New Mutants right there.
It's really funny. I had it work once. It's funny because it's on the RSMP game that was recorded with Jen, and he did a lot of work, and so it was really funny for there.
I painted up my Carnage. I love him. He's also one of my favorite characters.
And he's a good model to paint. Think about that.
He is hard as hell to paint because when I paint, I try to get really detailed because it's just how I am. I'm just so OCD about it. And all of like the vein lines on him, I painted like black, so it was a pain in the butt to paint. It was also a pain in the butt to assemble.
He would look really good in my style. Carnage, the like grim dark style.
Yeah, he would. Mine was painted really well. It's probably actually one of my better painted MCP models. And then I attempted to varnish him, and I frosted him slightly, and I was a sad boy.
Yeah, well, it's great when you paint him up and then you put him on the table and you go, "Oh, this isn't what I thought," and
yeah, like he doesn't actually hit that hard.
Yeah, and his Paint the Town Red's timing is not good.
It's not good because you don't get the power. Why you kill something to then spend it? It's bad.
Steven, you really love spider foes.
I do, man. I mean, I played them for the first 2 years of this game.
Yeah,
and then I played Kenny, and I was like,
funny because it hasn't come out on air yet. So
I'm at the time of this podcast, I am now debating Man Thing with foes. Because in Man Thing...
Oh, fuck off. He's my piece,
because Man Thing can gain power from being whacked, and then he can port all your slow movers up. So
that's a good point.
Yes, he can help.
That's exciting.
He might be the reason that Venom comes back. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, there
you should put the Howling Commandos in there.
Oh, yeah, to bounce off them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, you guys. Yeah. It's like a think tank.
Wait till I show him my shield list that has the original Human Torch. And
oh my God!
Are you trying to do a new day with them?
No.
That just makes number 2 in Shield sad.
Oh man, I love.
Number 2 in New Mutants, by the way. That commitment did pay off. I'm with like a 300 rating.
Hey, it's number 2. I played original Human Torch quite a bit. I won't lie, but I cycled him out and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't hit that point yet, and I probably never will. So
just keep going.
He's fully committed.
Yeah, because I'll get to the point where I'll be like, oh man, yeah, you get to drop that asset. That sucks for you. And then I have no power to pick it up, and I'm like, wow, this
feels great.
I want to you drop that asset and be like, oh wait, that's a civilian. I can't catch a civilian on fire.
Yeah,
you get to keep it.
And then I'm like, oh well, anyway, I'm gonna spender you and kill myself.
Yeah, that's also good.
One quick question.
I have a beam 2 attack. It's so far it's beam 2.
One quick question before we maybe start wrapping this up is Do you think if Carnage was a 3, he would work?
He'd be really good if he had 7 health still. Jesus Christ.
I feel like it'd be more likely because foes don't have a 5, and I know it'll never happen, right? But I feel like it'd be more likely to bump him and make him their first 5 threat. I don't know how they do it. God knows, I don't know. But
maybe some defense,
I think he needs some kind of, and I don't know why he doesn't have it now, but he needs some kind of reroll. He needs some kind of way to reroll. He needs more dice consistency. I mean, he's supposed to be a blender, right? So I just, yeah.
I still think he should probably have 2
against
defense.
Venom.
Well,
only Venom.
Listen, the arch nemesis thing, that lived and died with Carnage. So
I think also if his spender did more damage, not a spender, his builder did more damage, I think that would be good. And then I think his spender is overcosted as well because I think Area 2 is so good.
5 power
for an Area 2. It's very expensive.
That's fucking Daredevil level of shit.
So he doesn't, and Daredevil's spender can do so much more damage than Carnage's.
Exactly.
Well, Daredevil's spender also pushes everyone away, so it's like slightly more useful.
Yeah, I'm not positive. I'm not real positive how he gets fixed, but I think he, if anybody,
imagine if he had a web swing. Right, because something I've run into with him is trying to get him to move up in order to do his area attack is very challenging.
Right.
So I think something like that.
Do you think he'd be solid with Mephisto?
No,
because he can't. Well, he can kind of take the damage.
Not really. I mean,
hold on. I have a really weird combo where you Mephisto him and then you sacrifice back into Mephisto.
Sure. If you want to spend that much resource into Carnage,
listen,
making 5 die attacks.
I actually did that a couple of times in New Mutants.
I think that the meta is just too. I mean, it's just too energy. Yeah. It's just too energy heavy right now, and even now, because I think Midnight Suns are about to get a nice boost. That Mystic is going to start becoming much more popular.
I think if you gave him damage reduction, maybe that would make him a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I get why they did 1 energy and 1 mystic defense, but
or even healing factor or something. Healing 2.
Healing factor would work well. Yeah. With that big health pool. And I feel like his mystic defense should be higher because it's like Goblin where he is just fucking crazy. It should be high because of it.
Agreed.
Like 3 maybe at least.
Yeah, and I guess, when he was being put together, you look at him and you go, okay, 5 physical, right? He's going to tank throws. He's going to, be able to flip points. That's great. That's awesome. But when, a stiff breeze, puts him off the table.
When magic touches him.
That's right.
When Black Widow 2 comes up and goes poison sting or poison shock or poison, whatever the hell it's called. Under 4 dice energy. You're like, I'm going to kill Carnage. You're like, cool. This is great.
Yeah, plus he's not immune to any conditions.
But the secret to Carnage is that you don't give him anything and you just rotate points.
No, I'll tell you the secret to Carnage. You don't take him.
No, you custom upgrades and then he's doing 7 die attacks into somebody.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You'll never
and then you sadistic lead into a 9 die attack. And then
there's 2 moments in every Steven's life when his Namor gets tabled by ASM and when he custom upgrades Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, when I played him, his size 2 allowed me to hide behind things and hide behind size 3s.
Is small,
but it's just not enough, It just doesn't.
Okay.
I solely used him for running around and flipping points. But if you're going to do that, you have Lizard. Why?
Yeah. You don't. You have other pieces that do it better.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So. Any kind of quick summary thoughts on your list, the experience?
Experience was
Spider foes.
Yeah, I mean, foes are great. I don't know why I didn't play them again in this league. As soon as I submitted the shield list to you, and you were like shield, I'm like, oh man.
Have you played your game?
Not yet.
Then just change.
Yeah,
do what you want.
Yeah, I immediately was like, man, I already miss foes, and I didn't even.
You haven't even played a game yet.
No, and I already miss them. But no, you're. I just want to tip my hat to you guys. You did a great job running this.
Don't say you guys because Bork did all me, of it.
Baby.
I did not do any of it.
Listen, one of the Stevens here did a great job.
We both did great jobs, just in different aspects.
Yes, no, but you guys are super. Anybody needs. I know it. When I messaged you, if you guys. if I need help with something or something needs to be accessed. You guys are really good at posting links. You guys are really helpful. You're always available. So it's a really nice community. I'm really glad to be a part of it. You guys are doing a great job with this podcast.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to have you on too. And good luck. Maybe you'll be on here again for the next one, or for just to talk about you and Steven can just sit in a room and jerk each other off talking about spider foes.
And then fight about the original Human Torch and Shield.
Yeah.
Then spend like an hour talking about how to make Carnage better.
Yeah, you can tell me all your points on why the original Human Torch is bad, and I won't refute a single one. and I'll still play him. And I'll still play him.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. And again, Sean, thank you so much for coming on. These episodes are really cool too, because we get someone that we're not, completely connected with, who's part of our community, to just come on and talk, shoot the shit. So, thanks again. And I guess my closing stuff that I have to say. So we're affiliated with Huge Miniatures, for all your hobby supplies, paints, especially sort of basing debris and things like that. Follow the link below to get to their website and use our link. I think there might be a discount, but not sure. Don't quote me on that. And then you can always email us at aliveon1@gmail.com. More importantly, I think I have a doomsday clock on the time since we've received our last inappropriate picture or conversion, at least 4 months. So, keep them coming. Our Discord is below, again, as Sean is good evidence for, where was really nice and said good things. You can join that below and just kind of hang out with us. Our Instagram, and since Nick's not here, it's never updated. But you can follow us.
What do you mean? Hold on, we're gonna look it up. When was the last time you posted on there?
A long time ago. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of busting his balls because this thing happened on I had like a Instagram I was going to use for like my personal yoga business, and Instagram locked me out. And then when it asked me to change my password, it's like broken, so I can't click the submit button. So I currently never will have an Instagram. It's been months, so I'm just not going to fix it. So I can't actually check on Nick's work. But anyways.
I already have 2. I don't want a third one.
Yeah, I'm done with it, I think. You can join our Patreon if you feel like following for free. That's cool. If you want to give us a little bit of money, you'll be the first, so we'll record an episode just for you.
Yeah.
But
I know how to get back on this podcast then.
There you go.
And then as soon as you're done with the podcast, you're like, I'm gonna go change my
unsubscribe
my Patreon.
Yep, my finger slipped. Yeah, yep, my finger slipped.
It's all good. Yeah, to be honest, like at the beginning, just to give you a little background on our Patreon, Nick was like pushing, because I think Nick has it in his mind that this stuff makes you money. I was very well aware that it does not. So this is a passion project, and we have it on Patreon because, just in case.
I just want to talk MZP with more people. That's all I want to do.
That too. We also had a really cool idea for our Patreon in terms of like the episodes we're going to do. Maybe we should just do them since no one's subscribing. So
yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I agree, because that was a good. We can do them maybe in January, so we can get a backlog in too.
Yeah.
But anyways, so look out for those Turn Zero episodes coming soon. And you can leave a review on Apple and Spotify or whatever platform you prefer to listen to. And then Sean, where do people find you? If you want them to find you, if you don't.
Yeah, no, so my handle...
Sean, what is your house address?
Well, see, you guys
know he lives in Maryland. It's not very big.
There's a lot of Maryland to cover, so...
But it's an hour north of Baltimore. I can
not Baltimore.
I'll find you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. This whole time I've been tracking him, Finally, we can end the episode because it's uploaded.
Yeah, love it. So my Discord handle is Venomous30. If anybody wants to, if anyone has any questions about Spider Foes or just wants to talk or get games in, I'm usually pretty available. But otherwise, just love talking with people in the community and just getting to know people. It's probably the best part about this.
Absolutely. he won the tournament, so you get good reps. And on that note too, I am fully available. I want to make this very clear for our listeners. Please reach out in all of the platforms because I'm looking to like triple or quadruple book my days with games. I'm making up for a lot of lost time. I'm just kidding, but sort of. Cool, but yeah, you can reach out to Sean. I'm sure we'll probably have you back on for some kind of spider foes because it seems like you and Steven have a lot more to talk about.
We'll spend 2 hours like theory crafting lists.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I'll be like, hey man, like Human Torch could totally fit in here, right?
Dude, no, have you put Sentinel Prime in there?
No, but
dude, I did that for a while. It was great.
I've heard whispers, so
awesome.
Listen
so again,
for the next time when we talk about Sentinel Prime.
I'm gonna have to put a plug in this because I want to get off my computer.
You guys have been great, seriously, awesome.
Yeah,
podcast.
thank you so
thanks
much.
for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And so follow us on all those things. You can reach out to Sean if you want to, and stay tuned for the next episode. And as always, Godspeed, Spider-Man. Thanks. Bye.